migraine problem, I found the answer. I have been hunting for a drug-free solution. Now, none of the triggers that used to provoke migraines produce the dreaded pain or nausea of a migraine. I can now enjoy all the wonderful foods I have avoided for decades without worry about a migraine. Now I can eat oranges, grapefruit, lemons, bananas, pineapple, figs, and even soy. I'm still going to avoid all the caffeine and chocolate, of course. Those are harmful. But no more worry about atmospheric or elevation changes that so often cause migraines. Now I don't have to worry about stress or emotional excitement that would trigger a headache, even the stuff that I enjoyed, the happy events. I can now have the pleasure of a happy visit with my friends or family without being afraid of getting a headache. I can travel now without pain. When Hippocrates said, "Let thy food be thy medicine," he could not have been more right. I have now found that it's not only true for diabetics, people with blood pressure problems or cholesterol, but for migraine sufferers too. When I read about this fruit, my ears perked up. Could it be true that this is what I have been praying for, a drug-free remedy for migraines? I always thought that if there were foods that would cause migraines, that there also ought to be a food out there that would prevent or relieve the pain. My new favorite food is what I want to introduce you to today. It's durian. It has quite a reputation for its smell, and it is even banned on public transportation in some countries where it is commonly grown. I have found that the taste is very mild and sweet, and the odor is nothing like the pain of a migraine. The flavor, to me, is like a sweet, buttery pudding that has been stored maybe in the refrigerator near some diced onions. The answer to my prayers was as close as the frozen food section of the nearest Asian market. Now, it can cause pain if it lands on your head, or when it comes time to cut into it, but it also comes pre-cut. The only time it hasn't worked is once when I got dehydrated, and once when I got in contact with some toxic chemical and it was on my skin. Now, this doesn't mean that I can ignore healthful lifestyle practices like staying up late or sleeping in the morning on weekends or something like that always used to cause migraines. I still need to get up at those regular times and drink plenty of water. And I also need to make sure that I eat whole foods, whole vegan foods, not the dead animals. And I need to avoid the refined foods and the candy I used to eat. So let me show you what this durian looks like. So here it is. This is my durian. I just bought this one yesterday at the Asian market. It comes frozen like this, and it's pretty spiny. And what you want to do when you cut into it is if you notice, there's kind of these dips here and here. The fruit that you want to consume is in this lump here. So you're going to cut kind of here and then here, and same thing all the way around. So I'm going to try to cut into this. One way I like to serve this is, take that back. One way I like to preserve this is I like to put it in the dehydrator. And by putting it in the dehydrator, I can stick it in my purse and keep it with me for traveling to town. Now these little yellowish colored things are the ones you want. There's seeds inside there that you're going to remove the seeds from that little capsule. There, you can get a better look at it. This is still somewhat frozen. And there's usually about 3 of these little guys. There's one. And there's the other 2. This thorny part you're going to be throwing away. And lay those aside. These I'm going to cut up and put them on a dehydrator sheet and put them in the dehydrator until they're nice and chewy and dried up.
Is there one more cavity?
I'm thinking there is. Yeah, there is another one. Here.
You got 9 little packets out of it. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. And here's one of the small ones right here. This is one of the little capsules. It's very good.
Well, maybe taste one.
Want to taste?
There you
It's much better than a migraine. Now, if you don't want to go to all the trouble of cutting your own, sometimes you can find these prepackaged. They've had the seeds removed and everything, so it's just all the edible part. Let me show you how I dehydrate it also.
go.
Now, once you have them all cut away from the outside, you're just going to cut them into little chunks like this and lay them on your drying sheet. Each one of these you can consider 1 dose for a migraine treatment. And here's you're going to look at the seed. You can either take this before you feel a migraine coming on to prevent one from coming, or if you feel one coming on, you can take it at that point, and for me it took about 20 minutes to start feeling relief. The first time I really tested it was with some oranges, and orange citrus is the worst for triggering a migraine for me, and I felt the migraine coming on about 19 hours after I ate some orange, and I immediately took some durian, and within 20 minutes I felt better. I was migraine free in 20 minutes. And I could tell it was a serious one coming. So, you know, if you're going to be exposed to a situation that you know triggers a headache, like an altitude change, or you're going to be traveling and you have some stress, you can take it ahead of time and you'll be able to handle the stress. Now these will get about half this size, and I like them so they're a little bit chewy. I don't want it to get too tough, or you know, if you're suffering a migraine, you don't want to be chewing something really hard, so I like it a little bit chewy. not real tough. And so you just dehydrate it until you get it the consistency that you like. You put it in a Ziploc bag and you can keep it in your purse, and you'll have it ready for you when you start to feel a migraine coming on, or take it anytime when you feel like you're going to be exposed to a migraine triggering situation. And it's really good. This last summer, there was a big fire. It's called the Rough Fire that was in our neighborhood. It came about 4 miles to our home. It was stopped at 4 miles from our home. And the whole situation could have caused me to have a very serious migraine. There was a lot of stress. There was smoke in the air. And we also had company. I loved having the company. And it was the kind of situation where normally it would cause me a very serious migraine. But because I had already found out about the durian, I was able to take some. I took it maybe 3 times a day, you know, at mealtime, or if I thought there was any indication that a headache was starting, I would just take some durian, and I kept it with me all the time, and there was no headache. I felt great. So you can survive a fire too. Now I have the durian out of the dehydrator, and this is how it looks. It's chewy, it's perfect. If you're a migraine sufferer and you try durian and it works for you, let us know. You can add comments under the video. And if you're benefited by it and you like it, and you want to tell the world, you can get one of our t-shirts at Zazzle. You would look for Durian Cure t-shirt, and you can buy one and tell the whole world. Durian, durian, we love the durian. Durian, durian. That's how you get rid of headaches.